Today on the Vegas Dog Moms podcast, Jess and I return one-on-one to talk about our favorite products that we use with Ellie and Lily. This episode is brought to you by Wolfgang Bakery and Grooming, your neighborhood pet store. A woman-owned franchise business located on 215 and Eastern in Henderson. With an upscale, modern ambiance from sparkling chandeliers to the color pink, Wolfgang creates a happy place for all visitors who want to spoil their fur kits. They are also an official drop-off site for Paw Partners Unleashed, collecting donations to help pets in need. Visit the show notes at vegasdogmoms.com to download our exclusive blueberry facial coupon and tell Carrie that Vegas Dog Mom sent you. Now, let's get to the episode.
You're listening to the Vegas Dog Moms podcast.
I'm Alexa, the Mindful Dog Mom.
And I'm the dogtographer behind Pet Project by Jess.
We are pet professionals obsessed with our dogs.
Explore the life of a dog mom,
where all breeds are welcome.
Every episode, we will teach you new tricks
and interview trustworthy experts who make pet lives better.
We are the Vegas Dog Moms. Hello.
Welcome. Episode 3.
Episode 3. How was your Dog Mom's Day / Mother's Day?
Oh, it was so good. I loved just spending the day with Lily and snuggling her, taking care of Dixon, going on his sniff-faries, just being a dog mom as usual.
Very nice. Did you do anything for Mother's Day? Did your mom live in town?
Yeah, her and I actually went to this really great restaurant that's right around the corner from us. It's Mediterranean, and it was just so nice to just get out and
What's the name of it?
I think that's a good question. That's something I should have wrote down.
Yeah. We'll circle back to that when you remember. You can Google
we'll circle
it.
Back. Yeah.
Okay, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, and you over here, you just celebrated 1 year.
I did. So yeah, actual Mother's Day was my 1 year anniversary. My mom sent me, I know it's Mother's Day and she's sending me stuff. Like, what a jerk. I got this cute little Dog Moms card with like a little note. It was like Happy Dog Mom Day and 1 year. And then I got this it's a rose quartz candle, and it has like this pretty, do you see that? Like,
oh my gosh,
potpourri fancy stuff. There's like a quartz little like stone in there. I almost like don't want to light it. Like, it's too pretty to light, but it smells nice. So we have that. But yeah, it's kind of wild, starting photography like in 2010 as like a hobby on the side that I got really into when I wasn't working my full-time job, and now it's like a real full-time business. So it's kind of cool. Dog Mom's Day, I spent the majority with Ellie, giving her also some sniffari walks where she got to tell us where she wanted to go. We went to brunch, and then I appropriately had a photo shoot with 2 puppies, and they were so freaking cute. It was their first time outside because they had just cleared their vaccinations. They're only a few weeks apart. And so like I was like, not only was it their first time like doing a photo shoot or being around other strangers outside of their house, but they were like, oh no, this is their first time like outside at a park anywhere. And I was like, oh, this is like a socialization test all in one. So they got to discover grass and see other dogs in the distance, and ride, people riding bikes were like really interesting to them. But they did a really great job, and their parents were really cool. They were like my people. I love, that's one thing about this job I love, is that all my clients are dog parents, so they're all really cool. So they were fun to talk with and hang out with during the shoot itself. So it made it fun. But I'm excited to give them their gallery this week. They're gonna love them. But yeah, and Mother's Day, my mom does not live here, so I have to send a gift and do a phone call. Same with my mother-in-law. So my mom and I are huge fans of Breaking Bad. So I saw that Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul were going to be here a few months ago. So they were promoting their Dos Hombres Mezcal brand of
Oh, awesome.
tequila. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to go. So I met them and I got a signed bottle. I sent that to her. Completely empty, of course. I would never ship alcohol in the mail. Um, but other than that, yeah, I just caught up on some TV shows, watched a little Succession, some Yellowjackets, Ted Lasso. You watch any of those?
No, honestly, I feel like the only thing I watch these days is Gilmore Girls.
It came out forever ago, though. Are you
I know,
rewatching
like,
it?
because I rewatch it when
Okay.
every season starts, and summer just got here. I start to rewatch Gilmore Girls, and especially like like right now, I'm rewatching the whole 2 hour summer episode on Netflix.
Hmm.
I'm always if I'm not watching Gilmore Girls, and if the dogs aren't watching dog TV. I'm pretty sure I just put on Hulu and like whatever's on like nine. And I love those true crime shows like
Oh, yeah.
911, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. I'm all about anything that's like based on true life. I love those TV shows.
I'm over here like, yeah, unsolved mysteries and murder this and then murder documentaries. And you're like, Chicago Fire. I think
I'm
our
all
true
about the first
crime shows are a little
responders.
different.
Hey, I do love murder. What is it? Only
Only
murders in the
Murders in the
building.
Building? Okay.
That I do love that
That's
with
coming
Selena
back soon.
Gomez, Steve
Oh,
Martin. I
oh,
can't wait
that's
for
why.
season 3.
Oh my goodness. Well, yes. Okay, we'll have that to talk about then. I only
Yeah.
saw Gilmore Girls once, and it was probably like 10 years after the show aired, and I just like burned through it. So I was like, you know what? I'll just watch it because I never saw it and everyone makes references to it, but it's cute.
When it's funny because, my day job is working at a live music venue downtown, and it's more of a night job, I should say. And every time I'm running the door, I get the guest list, and somebody's adding Sebastian Bach, the guy who's in Lane's band. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's coming tonight. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because, like, the fangirl in me is, like, not ready for this. It's not ready. Like, he was supposed to be there on Monday, and I was like, oh, my God. If he comes to the door, I'm going to freak out. But I have to be calm because I'm the entertainment manager here. I can't freak out. And he never shows. So I'm waiting for the day that he actually shows up on the guest list and is like, hi, I'm Sebastian Bach. And I'm like, oh my God, you're from Gilmore Girls. Like,
Oh
not
my
that one metal hair
goodness.
band.
I was just going to say I feel like it's a different name. Well, I did not. Now that I know that that's like your, you're gonna have to keep us updated on
If he ever
whether or
shows
not
up,
he
yeah.
ever shows up, and we want pictures. Well, I do think that you would like Yellowjackets. It's it takes place both like in present day and in the 90s. It's about a high school girls soccer team that crashed. Their like plane crashed
Huh.
somewhere in Canada on the way to it's like Alive, but with high school girls. So their plane crashes, some live, some don't, and the ones that live, they just kind of make it work out there. But it comes back to present day, and the ones who are still around, and kind of deals with like the messed up stuff that they did while they were out there, and it's them like dealing with it today and coming to terms with it, and it's really really good. And the soundtrack's amazing because it's all 90s stuff, so
Oh, that's
I'm a
awesome.
fan.
I love
But
that.
aside from Gilmore Girls and murder shows, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so today we wanted to talk about our favorite products that we use as
Hmm.
dog moms on our own dogs, Ellie and Lily.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Let's have you go first. What you got?
Okay. Up first, we have Sleepy Cotton Sanitizing Paw Gel Cleanser. I don't know if you can see that, but it is something I've been using for a long time. This bottle has lasted a very long time. I don't remember when I bought it, but Ellie was adopted in like 2017. So, and it's still going. I use this every time, but you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. Kills germs and bacteria. So, think about it like when you go for a walk and, it's like not taking your shoes off when you come in the house and walking all over your furniture. That's what it's like with your dogs, unless they're wearing little booties outside, which Ellie refuses, but I'm going to force her into it one day. She gets her feet clean and she's fine with it. So now she knows the little term that when we come home from a walk, I go, clean your feet, get a treat, and her little ears perk up, and she comes over and she'll sit on my lap, and I'll take a reusable cloth and I'll just put a little bit of that gel on there and wipe her feet, and then use the opposite side, the dry side, and clean it. And it works great, and it's not as intense as, like, a giant brush. It doesn't make a giant mess or anything like that. It's fairly inexpensive, and it gets, all the stuff off. But I like it. I think it's pretty handy to have. It's not so much as a healing thing. I have another, like, goopy stuff that I bring if we're going to go on a hike or be somewhere in the desert or near, like, hot sand. And like I said, I'm trying to get her to wear boots when we go to places like that so she doesn't burn her little tootsies. But if she did go and, like, maybe hurt her paw, we have this other gel that you can leave on there. But this is more of a cleaning tool, so kills the germs. It also can help eliminate odors, if everyone's got Frito feet. So I like it, and it's a no rinse solution. So when I say, like,
Oh,
I use,
nice.
like, the cloth side and wipe it on, and then just flip it over, and just the dry side, even if I didn't get it all, you don't have to do anything. There's no water involved. You just kind of dab it on, clean it, and move on with your life. So it's easy to use. It's simple, and like I said, 8.8 full ounces lasts a pretty long time. So yeah, that's one of our favorite products.
I love that. And it's nice to know somebody who actually uses it, because that has been popping up like crazy on my TikTok. Every time I'm
Oh,
scrolling through TikTok, I see that product and I'm like, I wonder if I should try that. So now that I actually know somebody who has been using it for a long time and loves it, that
yeah.
makes me want to try it. Because what I've been using is Scout's Honor Paw and Hand Sanitizer, and I like it because it's good
Oh,
for myself too. So what I do is when we get back from our snifaris, I'll spray their feet, then I'll spray my hands, and then I'm in the door. But that, I definitely want to look into that now.
so it's just a spray. That's just that you have. It's just
Yeah.
and
So it's
it
just
just kind of rubs in.
yeah.
Like, there's no rinsing for that as well.
Yeah, no
That
rinsing.
seems
It's just
pretty
a quick
handy.
spray. It's you know, it's antimicrobial, it's benza, active ingredients. You can
What
never
was that
pronounce them.
word?
Chloride, benza,
Microbial? No, the one before. You're like
antimicrobial, right?
microbial.
Yeah.
Like microbial. That sounds like
Microbial,
a
yeah. Is
mouse
that what that
throwing up.
says?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can never pronounce anything that's on some of these bottles. But it does have aloe vera and glycerin,
Okay.
which I can easily pronounce. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Seems easy
Yeah.
enough, but I think we both promote any type of feet cleaning uh, supplies. They're good for you and your dog, because you don't know what they're bringing in the house. When we saw a dead bird the other day, which was really sad.
Oh
It was like a
no.
baby bird. It didn't. I'm not going to go into it. So I don't know what she stepped on. So I just want to know that she's clean. Like, my shoes come off, her feet get cleaned. That's just how I am.
When dogs who go on furniture, who sleep with you, you got to
Yes,
make
she
sure
does.
they're
So
clean. You can't just let them go
yeah, every
out
time
into the
she,
dirt and
like,
then crawl into your bed.
like I said, we love the snifaris, and she'll be walking around and she'll, like, start sniffing poop. And I'm pretty good. Just, like, I get it. Like, that's what they do, but I try to pull her away from that. And anytime I, like, don't catch her in time and she spends a little too long just, like, smelling some poop that a lot of owners in my neighborhood do not pick up after, my husband will just go, like, Ellie, I kissed that face. Like, he gets so upset if, like, her nose touches it, and because then I'll put that stuff on her nose too if it touches that. So it's like, ew. Like, I know dogs are dogs, but sometimes it's a little nasty. So yeah.
So yeah.
What else you got?
Oh yeah, so one of my favorite products that I always just have to talk about, because I absolutely love this, is Dr. Judy Morgan's Dental Health Formula. So it's Manuka Hydrosol, Bioactive Deer Velvet Extract, Manuka Honey. It's a UMF 10 propolis. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly.
Probably not.
It's got peppermint oil, cinnamon oil, and just that manuka concentrate. It's made directly in New Zealand, but Dr. Judy sells this herself. And I use this every day, about like probably 2 hours after they eat or 2 hours before they eat, even though it does only recommend 1 hour prior or after. It is alcohol free, and I just shake it up and then I apply 5 drops. So I do like one on each side of the top and then 3 on the bottom.
Oh, it's like directly on their
Yeah,
teeth?
and
Oh.
directly onto their gums, or like the teeth that have like really bad tartar, like I'll directly get a drop onto that tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been helping. We've been doing this, gosh, for like 2 years now, and it's just part of their dental care, and I absolutely love it. And you can get this through her or through even Amazon. I just don't like buying it through Amazon because last time I bought it, the bottle was broken, so now I buy it directly through her.
Mm-hmm. Do you do that in addition to brushing, or does that kind of take the place because it's like direct on their teeth?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got pugs and they feel like any sort of grooming is torture, whether it's nail trims, baths, it's torture to them. So I'm not able to physically brush their teeth. So
Okay.
this is a great part of our dental routine in
Okay.
addition to their teeth water
I use that too.
and
Yep.
chewing on, bones to help clean their teeth because they're raw feeders. So, yeah.
Yes. All right. My next product is Native Pet the Daily. So this is like an all-in-one support of vitamins. So it has 16 active ingredients, which is a whole bunch of things. But basically, if you are feeding raw or maybe home cooking like I am, you just want to make sure that your dog has all their vitamins and nutrients and you're not sure because she gets either turkey or chicken or ground beef, some veggies, some fruits, and some pasta. Like it's just all measured out. I found like a fresh frozen like recipe guide online. Like they posted like 3 of their recipes. So I just saved them and I make those at home and they like last about 2 weeks at a time. But I sprinkle a little bit of this on her food each time. It's half a scoop, so it lasts a pretty long time. And I think for the price point, it's only like $20 on either the nativepet.com or Amazon or Chewy. I found it like all different places, but that's been something that we use just to make sure she's getting everything that she needs. It doesn't seem to
Um,
change the flavor or anything. I just kind of mix it all in with a little bit of broth.
Yeah, Native Pet, you can actually find them on the Dog Lovers directory. And when you click on our affiliate link, you can get 10% off on us.
Awesome. I was not aware of that.
I can also follow up that I love Native Pet. I don't use this every day, but what I love
Oh,
about
yeah.
this pumpkin powder is if Lily's having an off day, like the other day, she was vomiting like crazy. Sometimes Dixon has bad diarrhea days. This is my go to. I'll just add this powder to a bowl with some water, freeze it, and then it turns into a licky mat and it helps with their
Oh.
digestion.
Is that how it's
And
supposed to be used?
but you can also add it. You can sprinkle the powder over their food.
I
Make
like it
it
as a
quick.
licky mat, though, because it kind of
Yeah,
takes the place of peanut butter every time and just helps with digestion. I'm going to have to get that.
yeah. And I opt in to mix it with water and freeze it because it lasts longer. It's a great form of enrichment, especially when they're not
Yeah.
feeling good with that upset stomach going on.
Hmm.
And all it is organic pumpkin, pumpkin seed, and apple. That's it.
I like that there's a powder and that you can do enrichment. So, very cool. All right, my next. I'm gonna try not to make a ton of noise because I'll break my nail. It's on my key ring on my keys, and let me try to be very quiet. I'll break my nails if I try to take it off. So I will show a little picture. Look at this. So this is a Bestie's tag, and mine is a heart shaped pizza, and it's like split in half like a best friend's necklace, and I have half and has my it's kind of like an emergency tag for me. So it just says, well, not for me. It's an emergency tag. I probably do need an emergency tag. If I was like say driving somewhere and I don't know, let's say I got in an accident, this would say, well, it does say find Ellie, and it has my address and my phone number to let someone know that I have a pet at home. And hers, she has the other half of this, and it's on her harness, which I didn't bring out because I didn't want to get her all excited that we were going to go do something way earlier than we actually were. But she has the other half of it, and on the back of hers, it says, like, my name is Ellie. You look like I need a treat. with my phone number. So it's just a cute little, I mean, she has like a little name tag, but I thought with the Bestie tag, aside from being like quiet, because then when she has it on with her harness on walks, it doesn't jangle around and make a ton of noise. And I liked the fact that we could each have a half just in the event that we were ever separated or, something happened to me and there was nobody home. And it's just one extra step aside from like, I have one of those tags on my window outside that says I have a pet inside if like there's a fire. Just another thing just in case. But yeah, I'm a fan, which I learned about them through you. So those are also on the website.
Yeah, you can if you want to buy those directly through Mindful Dog Mom, you can go to mindfuldogmom.vegas, click on shop, and you can also customize your own if you don't want, because you have the Best Friend Forever set where it comes with 2, but we also do custom ones. So there's like preset designs that you can pick from, whether it's like a beach or a
They're all
camping
really
adventure.
cute.
But we just launched where you can just say, hey, you know what? I really want like Darth Vader on the front. And we can have that custom designed for you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah. And up next, so I am obsessed with CBD Dog Health Salve. I use this not only on the Pugstables, but myself. It has helped with my own eczema, so I had to talk about it today. And it's not on the shop yet, but you should be able to buy this through us. If you don't want to go to the shop, you can go to cbddoghealth.com and type in PugMom10. You can always save 10% on us. And what I love about these salves is that it's got full spectrum CBD inside of it, but it also has dog friendly essential oil with it. And there's 3 different blends depending on your dog's needs, because when it comes to CBD, you always want to heal the dog by the ailment, not like, oh, I need to give my dog this much CBD because their weight. It's always, what is the dog's ailment? So that's why there's 3 different blends that CBD Dog Health has for you. The one that I use on myself and my dogs is the Soothe Blend. And this one is great for bites, hot spots, dermatitis, even your own, like eczema. It has not only the hemp seed oil in it, but it's got arnica for inflammation, coconut oil, ginger oil, and manuka honey.
I like that. Ellie gets hot spots all the time. She just like will lick the top. I'm going to start looking into that.
Yeah, and especially when Dixon was going through all of his luckily he doesn't get them anymore now that he's on his fresh food diet. But back when he was having some issues, I would always use that on him. And even Luna, like she's part of the little booklet that they gave me to help educate at events. When she was getting diaper rashes, like I'd put this salve on her and her rash would go away within 12 hours. So it was great.
Nice.
And then Lily's favorite is Nourish, because she always gets a dry nose, especially right now during the summer. And this is also great for elbows, paws, and I've even used this on myself. I just more so go with the Soothe usually. And this one just has coconut, arnica, and then vanilla essential oil as opposed to ginger. Last but not least, I absolutely love this blend so much. This is called Remedy. It's for tumor system infections. Like right now, Lily's got some lumps and bumps that we've been working on. And so I apply this every day to those little skin tags and odd little bumps that she's got on her.
What does that do?
So it's got hemp seed oil, arnica oil, coconut oil, and then eucalyptus and peppermint. That is 100% safe essential oils for dogs, because I know peppermint has come up as like that it's not safe for dogs when really it's not safe for cats. But I love this one. I used this on Luna when she had a cyst, and literally within not saying this is going to happen for every dog, but it's so powerful that it killed her small little tiny dime cyst within 12 hours. Like I put it on the night before because I just bought it. Put it on her cyst, woke up the next day with blood all over my bed, and I'm freaking out. I'm going, Mom, there's blood everywhere. I don't understand what's going on. And she's like, oh, wait, what happened to her cyst? And I was like, oh my God, her cyst is gone. Like that's how powerful this stuff can be. And it, it could take like up to 3 months or so as well. But it's just proof in the pudding that CBD is just amazing.
Now, would that work on people too?
I can't imagine.
I don't have like a cyst, but maybe, I mean, someone out there could, but yeah, That's kind of wild. And where did you get those from? Like, what's like the brand? Because I know they all had like a
So
different name.
yeah, so it's again it's Remedy, Soothe, and Nourish, and this is from CBD Dog Health. You can find this on the Dog Lovers directory, and if you do buy from them, make sure to use PugMom10 for 10% off on us.
Nice. Does it come together as a set, or you just bought those three specifically?
What's great is you can buy them individually, or they also have sets with the CBD oil. Like you can get the Remedy with the Heal for dogs with cancer. You can do, I think it's Ease with the Soothe for dogs with allergies, and yeah, you can save when you bundle even more. So.
Always. Yeah, I like this. I think we need to do some more episodes in the future of our favorite products because I always learn something new every time.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got going on. Oh yeah, so haven't had a need for it yet, but we wanted to start doing a corrections corner in the event that we need to correct things that we say. So we're calling it the poop bag so that we can clean up the mess we made and fix it. So just if you're out there and you're like listening, you're like, hey, that's a lie. You can email us your thoughts and we will we will correct it. But on the opposite side of that, we also have the treat bag, which is your lovely questions and comments about us. So we actually do have a listener question, which is exciting. So this question is from Melissa. She says, who are the dogs on your logo? Would you like to go first on that one?
I love that, Melissa. So, of course, when Jess and I were talking about this podcast and put it all together within a week because we're crazy like that, we came up with the idea of adding Lily and Ellie, our female dogs. Well, you only have Ellie. I've got Lily and Dixon, but of course I had to feature Lily because that's the fun thing too is it's Lily and Ellie, which basically sounds so much alike. And we had to feature them because we do this because of them, and
they kind of just represent the whole thing.
Yeah, it just represents us as Vegas dog moms.
You want to talk a little bit about like where you got Lily from, like how you came to be her mom?
Lily is the whole reason I even became a pug mom. And I adopted her in 2013 in the fall, like probably 3 months after I lost my family dog that I had for 8 years. She had passed away from some form of cancer, and it was a really sad story. And I was depressed, and my friend at the time was a huge foster for the pug rescue and was like, just apply for the pug rescue. You love my dogs. Don't you want to try a small dog? And so I applied, told them my heartbreaking story about how Frances died because she was misdiagnosed by a conventional veterinarian and died on the table. And it was just a really sad story and how depressed I was. And the Southern Nevada Pug Rescue, who doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, they had to shut down.
Oh, no.
But thank God, other rescues in town, like the Boston Terrier Rescue, a Home for Spot, they've all stepped up and helped to replace the Southern Nevada Pug Rescue. But at the time, I applied to be a foster for them, and then like literally a week after I applied, they're like, hey, it's not because of your sad story or your referral from your friend Sue, but we actually just got in this pug that was being used for breeding. We think that should be a great fit for you because she's young. It's not like a senior, because I said I can't have a senior right now. I just lost another dog. I can't lose another. And so they gave me the call to go ahead and pick her up at Durango Animal Hospital. And immediately it was love at first sight. Like I knew that there was a connection, and I called them when I was sitting in the car with her, and I was like, I'm adopting this dog. And they're like, no, you have to wait 2 weeks. I'm like, no, I'm adopting this dog. Just tell me the fee, let me pay right now. I just knew it the moment that she came out of the vet clinic and smiled at me and got into my car and refused to sit in the booster seat. She had to sit on my lap for the car ride home. I knew that she was mine to keep. And yeah, we have been best friends ever since for 10 years now.
Oh, I love that. Well, I'm glad that she is part of our logo because she does have a great face.
Pug life.
Yes. Well, my little Ellie, which is short for 11, but she has 50 nicknames. But I found her while browsing the adoptable dogs randomly one day on Pet Finder, as you do. And I saw her photo and stopped because she looked identical to my childhood dog, Larry, and same marking, same everything. And I could only see like the front of her face, like a little black mask, and she was white with a bunch of little tiny black spots. And cause when I was little, I was like obsessed with 101 Dalmatians. And when I saw Larry at the shelter, he was the closest thing to a Dalmatian with all of his spots, but he had like a great personality. And so I saw her and she looked just like him. And I said, if I go down and see her and she has two big spots on her back, just like he did, I was like, it's over. So I show up, she's got the spots, and I'm like, well, I'm taking her home. So her backstory is that she was found on the streets hanging out at a 7-Eleven for a week, and someone finally was like, oh, this isn't someone's dog. So they called Heaven Can Wait Animal Society, and they went and chased her down, even though she took off towards the 95. She was found in like a not so great neighborhood somewhere on like the east side, right? Like just hanging out in a 7-Eleven. And my thoughts were just like, what were you doing all week? Like, what were you eating? Where were you sleeping? Like, did you have water? Was anyone taking care of you like every day? I don't know. I just was like, this poor thing. And Heaven Can Wait, put her into, they have what's called the Pups on Parole program, which is really awesome. It pairs an animal and a person, and it just rehabilitates both of them at the same time. So I think that's a really wonderful thing that they offer. And she was there for several months, and I happened to see her picture the week that she was available. They bring them out from the corrections facility and bring them out to the pet supply shops. And yeah, I fell in love with her. And now I kind of kept the 7-Eleven theme and her original name and kind of altered it. Her original name was actually Lily, and I changed it from Lily to Ellie because it sounded close enough to 11, Ellie, Lily. So that's how she came to be. But yes, she is. We adopted her in August of 2017, and she's just been stealing my food and sleeping in my bed ever since, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, that's who our logo is built off of. We made little like cartoon versions of them with like the Vegas skyline in the background kind of blurred out there, but added some fun colors and logos. It looks like the sign. And yeah, just
Yeah, that was all designed by you personally,
yeah,
which
yeah,
thank you
not
so
a
much for
designer,
that.
but yeah. But it was fun to
But
make. Yeah.
yeah, well, you're a digital artist, so
True. I guess I'm just not, I don't call myself a graphic designer, but yes, that was fun to make for sure. But yeah, I like that we have this fun little colorful logo that represents us. But yeah, do we have any upcoming events, or is it just for when this will air? I know we have one coming up this week, Horse Trailer Hideout,
yeah.
but it won't air until after that happens. So by the time you're hearing this, we'll have already had our little happy hour, but I'm very much looking forward to it. But beyond that,
Yeah.
I think we're still working on the schedule, right?
Yes, we are still working on the schedule for June because normally we do it every first Sunday, but you're actually going to be out of town
Mm-hmm.
that week. So I think we may do it the Sunday after. Yeah, and because June is very, very hot, that's when summer truly begins.
Yeah.
Um, I think we may consider going back to Horse Trailer Hideout.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
we
let's.
supposedly are allowed inside and outside. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
But
so
June 12th, we'll have another release date, and that's when we'll announce what's going on, I
yeah,
guess. But you can catch what's happening before that on Instagram or Facebook. Any announcements will be
yep,
on there
yeah,
but just in case like we do something that
yes.
Sunday before that
That
Monday. So
That is something I should mention is anytime you want to find a pet and vet in town, whether it's our little dog mom meetups or not, you can always go to dogmomsoflasvegas.com and you'll be able to see all of the pet events in town that we highly recommend and would go to, even if we can't go ourselves.
yeah. So like the pet parade, I wasn't able to make it, but you were there.
Yeah.
Anytime Three Dog Bakery puts any kind of fun event on, like we'll try to keep everyone notified of when they're happening, just because I know it's hard to follow them all. But we try to keep them all in one place and
Yeah.
announce what we can on our show, and everyone goes to all the fun dog events, which now it's getting hotter. So with those being less and less, we at least have the meetups happening. So, and those are always
Yeah.
at just some kind of dog patio friendly breakfast or lunch or dinner place. So, or bars.
Yeah, and the pet parade, that's what I meant to talk about.
Oh yeah.
The pet parade was so much fun. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Brune, for having me and Three Dog Bakery and all the other vendors and rescues there. It was so much fun. They had 25 dogs compete in the pet parade, and one of the actual dogs who won was from a Path for Paws. So that was really fun to watch them
Did
win
they
the
do
little
like
raffle prize.
were they dressed up, or was it like dog floats coming, like a parade of dogs? Like,
Well, it was a parade of dogs in a circle on the amphitheater. So all 25 dogs just kind of like walked around and showed off their little costumes, or however they dressed for the day. There was a Wonder Woman dog.
oh my
There
goodness.
was a Hawaiian dog that was super super cute. Their mom, I should say, because I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl dog. Their mom was all dressed up with like a hula skirt. She was so adorable. There's so many cute dogs, and even there was like a gentleman who had his dog like jump into his arms, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Doing
Even
tricks.
dogs here that do tricks. It was so much fun to watch, and it was such a great community event. I don't live out in Centennial Hills, but for anybody that lives in Centennial Hills, Nancy Brune just did a wonderful job putting that together for everybody.
Does she do it every year? Was this the first year?
Yeah, she said that normally they do it earlier in the spring, but she was like, honestly, we kind of forgot about it. One of our neighbors reminded me, and so we decided to do it, and they're going to bring it back in the fall, so now it's going to be twice a
Oh,
year.
nice. Yeah, fall's good for that. I like the Growloween is always in fall too, so I know I will be at
Mm-hmm.
that event again. So heads up. Also, in the fall, there's this thing called Shutterhound that I'll be going to. So that first week of September, I won't be available for the podcast. So we'll see where things land on season 2, but I'll have to wait until I get back from that. Just want to throw that
Yeah.
out there.
When I'm excited for Super Zoo. It's coming up fast. It's coming in August. And that
Oh, why
that
did I
is going
think
to
that
be
was later in the
so much
year?
fun.
Very cool.
It's
So
always every summer.
I had a question on that because it seems like hard to get into. So I know it's not for just like everyday people, but it's specifically for people that sell pet products. But what about people in the pet industry that don't
Yeah.
sell pet products? Like, could I go? I don't sell a pet product. Technically, I don't. I mean, I do if I
Well,
sell, if you buy a product from me, but I don't have a shop
yeah.
selling like the stuff that we showed today. Like, would I be able to go to something like that? Or do I pay to go to something like that? Because that's just kind of like a whole convention of booths and people and new things and old things, and it's just a whole lot of learning. And I think they have classes, maybe, I don't know. I see it all the time, and I've just never gone. Hi, Lily. I should get Ellie up here.
So it's super, and it's funny that you mentioned that because everybody asks me about Super Zoo every year. Is it open to the public? Can I go? Can I go? Unfortunately, it is not open to the public, but it is open to service providers and just anybody that is part of the pet industry. It's a great exhibition for retailers to show off their products. It's my favorite part because it's literally like Disneyland for me, where I get to learn about new products that are coming out, whether it's from a new manufacturer or just a manufacturer coming out with a new product. And then they do have educational classes. And the big part about Super Zoo is the grooming. They have grooming competitions. So all the master
Oh, I
groomers get
do see
together.
those. Yes.
They get their certifications there. They win these prizes. That's the even more fun about Super Zoo every year is watching the grooming competitions.
I
But yeah,
followed their videos or stories last year. There was some wild grooming things going on there.
yeah, so yeah, you can totally go as a pet professional
Do I
and
need an invitation, or can I just apply and be like, I want to go to
yeah,
this? How much does it cost?
So what you would do is go to Super Zoo. It is free for the exhibit. If you want to participate in the grooming sessions as a groomer, then you would have to pay. Or if you wanted to participate in the educational classes, then you would have to pay for each educational class or get like an educational pass for the entire week to go to like all the educational classes.
Sure, but just to walk through is free?
Yeah, just to walk through and get to know the manufacturers is 100% free. You're welcome to join me because I do it every year. I get to hang out with some of my friends from like Green Juju. I get to hang out. One of my big friends, or favorite friends, I should say, is Pug and Hound Apothecary from Chicago. They come out every year, and I get to hang out with them and Mr. Bruce. And there's also, you never know what veterinarian's also going to show up. It's so much fun getting to see Dr. Karen Becker. Last year, I spent Super Zoo with Dr. Odette Sutter, who is known as the Poop Vet because she's great with gut health.
What a That's great why they call nickname. Her the Poop Vet. I'm not familiar with her, but
yeah.
No,
well, she's known for her fecal transplants. So, and yeah, so it's great for us pet professionals out there to kind of network and
that would be cool.
I love every year going, which you're welcome to come with me to the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. They always put on a Pet Healthy Junkies party. And that is just so much fun getting to hang out with all the pet health junkies and talk pet health.
Yeah, it reminds me of NAB because I used to go to that like every year when I was working full-time in the media and production and live event world. So yeah, you could get a free pass, walk around, see, all the cool vendors, which I still could go to it now because Canon is there and I use a lot of their products. But it's free to go and you can network, you can see what's new, what's coming out in the future. Go to the parties. So this would be like the dog version of NAB for me. So, nice. Or like CES. Yeah, it's like the same thing. So, yes, I will have to keep that in mind. Do you know what dates it is by any chance?
The 15th to the 18th, I think. Yeah, 15th
okay.
to the 18th.
I'm going to put it on my calendar now. Just so get that in. I have it there. And if I can go, I would like to go.
One, definitely be sure to follow us on Instagram that entire week because I always show behind the scenes of all the new products that are coming out.
I like how we're talking about stuff that's happening in August now.
I
know. But just a heads up, that's happening. Yeah. But yes, it's always good to be prepared.
And that's what I was going to say. That restaurant that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yes, we have it.
I looked
Beso?
Beso.
Ooh,
Beso. It's on Buffalo.
Like
yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Beso Mediterranean restaurant. It's right on Buffalo, in the plaza that's next to Buffalo Ranch Community.
In the plaza, it's very fancy. Cool.
Yeah, and really, really good food from their salads and it's all Mediterranean.
I love Mediterranean anything, so I'll add that one to my list. They're not dog friendly, are they?
They do have a patio. I forgot to ask if it's dog friendly while I was there, but I will.
I wonder if we could do a meetup there.
Because that would be a great place for a meetup because their patio is so gorgeous and it's got like lights and gosh, the food is just so good and it's very family friendly in general too. So I can imagine that they wouldn't be dog friendly.
Yeah, cool. Well, we'll keep that one in mind. So if we ever have a meetup there, we'll let you know. With that, thank you for listening. We hope you all have a great week. And remember, Alexa, tell your dog we said hi.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Vegas Dog Moms podcast.
If you liked the episode, please leave us a review and be sure to tell all of your pet parent friends about us.
This is a Mindful Dog Mom production produced with Pet Projects by Jess. The content of the show is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical care and advice. Please consult with your veterinarian before making any changes to your pet's health based on the topics we discussed today.
Did you know you can leave us a voice message with questions and support us on Spotify? If you want to inquire about being a guest or ask a question, please email hello@vegasdogmoms.com.
Follow our adventures on Instagram and TikTok by using @VegasDogMoms plus at Pet Project by Jess, and you can always visit our website for more details about our show.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.